Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at Opendoor stock, a stock which in the last trading day on Friday saw a rise of 4.22% and over the past 5 days is now down 10%. However, I would argue that things are lining up nicely. I'll be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions on what may happen in the upcoming week over the course of this video. If that sounds good, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe. It would help me out a lot. But do remember, this is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor, so make sure you are doing your own research. Anyway, let's jump straight in. The first thing that I want to talk about is the past month or so. Now, we all know what has happened, but this is very important context when looking ahead into the next week. We've seen Opendoor stock really just run. We've seen this one run a lot. From the lows to the highs, we're looking at gains really in excess of 170%. Went down a little bit from there by a further 11%, leaving us with a total 141.8% gain in the past 30 days. Quite impressive to say the least. You can see the context of the wider run. Just a couple of weeks ago in July, we saw the stock being sat at 61 cents, which really represents a massive 600+% gain to come up to where we are right now. Now, with that being said, that doesn't necessarily mean that the run is over with Opendoor. We've seen the stock really fall quite a bit. In the past week, the lows took us down 18%. However, we found this bottom about $4, and then we saw a nice recovery, which is absolutely perfect. Now, coming over to the more technical charts, I think things here are playing out very nicely, and I've been speaking about this for a few days, but I really want to highlight this here. Now, of course, no one can say with any degree of certainty, but giving you the things that I'm essentially looking for, I think things are perfectly shaping up. You can see this, the initial run that we saw on Opendoor stock, as you will know, taking us up massively. We just weren't quite able to break into and maintain above the $6 range. We had a lot of difficulty getting there. However, after falling, we have seen an interesting pattern, because if you have a look here, what do you notice? You notice that we had initial drops taking us right down. We were fortunate enough to bounce off of the $4 range, which is great, but past that, it looks like now the momentum is slowing to the downside, and we're actually seeing a little bit of recovery on Friday. Now, this is perfect for a number of reasons, because it actually shows us that the momentum could be coming back into this one. And again, you could be finding that nice sort of cup and handle pattern slowly starting to form. Again, we found our bottom here, we're now sort of recovering, and there's a possibility that we could, of course, come back up out of this one and go on to better things. So, with all of that being said, key levels that I'm paying attention to this week, both on the upside and the downside. Now, I give you both of these so that you guys can go on to formulate your own opinion. That's not something for me to do, right? But levels that I am looking for, I'm looking on the low side for, obviously, levels that's going to be around $4. $4 being the key level that we bounced off in the last week or so. This, for the downside, is going to matter a lot. We're really not going to want to break below that. A break below that could show a significant trend change, not in a good way. Ideally, if we can, 410 would be a bit better to see a low for this week if we do go down. But again, $4, I'd also be quite accepting of that. Now, on the upside, we've got a few levels to break out of as well. We need to really see if we can break above, I'm going to call it 650. 650, we need to get above this. We've seen difficulty here in the past. Now, also, it gives us a bit of an aspirational target too, which is important. Now, past that, really simply, you're looking to get back into the $5 range. Very basic, very easy to understand. $5 is going to be a key level to push for. We had difficulty at it recently, both here, and arguably here as well, and here. We just could not break above and maintain above $5, minus, of course, this bit here. A break and a maintenance above $5 would set us up very nicely for that further push into the rest of the week, or even into next week, depending on how long things take to play out. So that would be the first most important level. Then, of course, you got levels all the way up to $6 and obviously beyond there. But I think really, things here are lining up very nicely. I think Friday was a good sign. I think it shows that momentum coming back into this one. And if we're able to see this, of course, carry on, if we're able to see more of a run coming from this, I think things could be lining up very, very nicely to set us up for a very positive week into this upcoming week and perhaps into the next few weeks. I think Friday was a very good sign. It proves that there is still that momentum there. There is still that sort of that possibility of seeing this one rise again. It's going to be very interesting to see if this actually plays out. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for your time. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I hope I will see you again soon. Goodbye for now.